there was a time when he was contemplating the rings of Saturn, and he wrote about all of these in his circular, that the fact that the rings of Saturn, of the planet Saturn, were around the planet, that this indicated a type of what a magnetic field that would indicate that the poles were open on Saturn.
It's crystal dust. Oh, the are you talking about the storm that changes colors?
Oh no, that's Jupiter,
That's
right?
Saturn.
Well, now Jupiter has a storm that's been raging. They said for millions of years, of which you can put like 12 or 13 planet Earths inside, I think. And if,
Oh, Jimmy, you never heard of the hexagonal storm on Saturn?
oh yes, at the pole, that's right. I had a debate with a friend of mine who just recently moved from Virginia, and she actually educated me. She said the official the reason of the hexagon is wind, and I still can't quite grasp how the wind can take a perfect shape like that.
It's a portal.
So every planet may be a portal. Are you saying the sun and the planets are portals as well?
The sun is a portal. That for a fact I know. The planets, Earth. Remember I said the reason why Earth was special is because there was a major gate. Like there's a major stargates, which are portals in a sense. I think the planets are different realms that hold certain things. And Saturn, I don't know. It just looks like a big jail to me.
Well, Saturn. If you've ever, did you ever see the movie? What was that called? Interstellar, with Matthew McConaughey.
Not yet. I want to so bad though. I'm waiting for my data to kick back up.
Oh, then I can't give you spoilers, but I'll just say that Saturn's involved, and I won't ruin that for you. But that leads to everybody discussing the concept of Saturnalia. How do they make a connection between a planet that we know as Saturn and Saturnalia? Do you know?
The holiday?
Yeah, Saturnalia. Supposed to be.
Because this entire world worships Saturn. Even if you're a Bible believer, Yahweh is Saturn. Adonai is Saturn. You guys are worshiping Saturn.
Well, it is
So what is
interesting.
Saturn?
Well, let's see. If you go back and you look at what the original names of the planets were. Well, Saturn was Kronos.
Yes, that also represents the 666 factor. Because what is 666? When you look at it, it's a cycle that you keep going around and around and around and around on the same cycle. That routine I mentioned earlier. You got to
Well,
make it out of the cycle.
well, I'll tell you this. People talk about that 666 and how we're supposed to see it as the mark of the beast. Could it be?
Hmm.
Could it be? Well, okay. Look at if you know of Monster Energy drinks. The
Hmm.
the
The Hebrew 666.
Yes, exactly. That symbol that we see as the M in Hebrew is three sixes. Is that right?
Yes.
And the Google emblem, the way it rotates, it looks like a whirlpool, actually makes three sixes as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
So is six six
And also
six?
it says on the drink, the beast, get the beast in you or some shit like that.
Yeah, unleash the beast. I think.
Yes, unleash the beast.
Yeah. So that is it possible that what we know as religion may actually be the? I mean, because wasn't Satan considered what was he, an angel of light or something they called him, right?
A big secret that people are going to figure out soon is that Jesus and Satan are the same being.
Oh, so Jesus and Satan are the same.
Yes, they are.
Hey, I got a question
And
for you.
yeah.
As I'm sitting here drinking that Monster Energy drink. No, I'm kidding. Um, Let me ask you a question. I've always wanted your opinion on this. It was said that Jesus, on the crucifix, said, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" And he's asking God, why was he forsaken? Why do you think that the guy who would go around preaching an ultimate faith would ask God why he was forsaken?
I don't know. That's the mystery of a lifetime, dude. There are also beliefs that Jesus wasn't crucified, too.
Well, I kind of got into a debate with a friend of mine the other day, and she literally said, "Do you believe this crap?" Because it's like a 15 or 1600-year-old Bible that says that Jesus was not crucified, and of course
That it was Judas instead.
it's almost like saying, okay, if Jesus walked around, but go talk to a Christian about any time Jesus may have gone to the bathroom. Well, that's wrong. Jesus didn't do that. He sure as hell didn't have sex and foster a bloodline. I mean,
Oh, sure he did.
well, now that's what they'll tell you that he didn't, though, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Oh, no, he was a virgin when he died at the age of 33.
well, I'm 45 and I'm still a virgin. Yeah, just
You got
ask.
two.
Yeah, yeah, ask all my kids. They'll tell you, right? But anyway, concept of making Jesus the immortal that he is supposed to be,
Ascended master.
ascended master. Now, but didn't he make would he be the same ascended master that made an appearance in Egyptian quote mythology? I'm using mythology very loosely.
As Ra?
And Horus, who was also born of a
Oh,
virgin.
Horus. Actually, no. There's a difference there because Horus was a man-child. The man-child is often spoke about as this chaotic being who's associated with Christ.
That's why. Okay, I totally misunderstood my ex-wife. I thought she called me. I get it now. I thought I was just a whore. I didn't. Okay, I got it. Oh, it's a Horus. At any rate, totally misunderstood. Now it all makes sense. So, and the concept.
Everything comes in twos, though. That's the thing. Everything comes in twos. A polarity. A one negative, one positive.
Well, there is that balance, right? Everything's balanced.
Mm-hmm. At all times.
At all times.
At all times.
So, you can say that Jesus and Satan are the same being.
Yes. And one's male and one's female.
Kind of makes the whole hollow earth connection there when hell is supposed to be downward. But what is downward, right?
There's another sun in the earth, too, also.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you about that because in that image that I forgot to upload, it's in the video that did this little promo, it talks about a central sun. And let me ask you this. Now, it was actually, there was a guy who did some experiments that
That's
had
the black hole sun.
The what?
That's the black hole sun. The central sun is.
See,
that's also what you're seeing when you see Aurora Borealis. It is the central sun that is shining. It is directly lined up with the poles, and it's creative energy. That's what happens when there is an Aurora Borealis. It's all this creative energy that's raining down on mankind. Like if you've ever noticed that if you're a sensitive person, whenever there's an Aurora Borealis going on or a quote-unquote solar flare,
mm-hmm.
you will be up all night. Something will have your attention all night.
You know, when I was at Leech Lake, I remember it was in the winter. Of course, we were having 30 below wind chills, and I went outside, and a friend of mine, I call him Demi, and sometimes he listens, and I know he's going to know who I'm talking about, because he has a white name, and then he has his name, and I don't say his white name out of respect, but he said that when you see the Aurora Borealis, when you see the Northern Lights, it is in their belief that it is those who are making the journey into the next world. I find it a little interesting that he describes it as this is what the spirits look like as they're leaving this world, going to the next, and it's very beautiful, very. Like I said, I learned a lot more there in spirituality and I've been to churches, many churches, and I just don't see. I'm not going to knock religion here. I'm not knocking any religion.
But it's the truth. You got to say it. It's the truth. Churches steal your soul. They really do. Churches steal your soul. The majority of churches have this stone underneath where they're built. This stone is the same stone that hosts, quote unquote, the black goo or the sentient fluid.
How old are we? How old is humanity?
In what sense? What do you define as human?
Well, that I get, and that's exactly where I was leading, because how many years have they been looking for what they call the missing link? Do you think, when you go back and when you go back and you look at movies like Avatar, which a lot of friends that were native actually, if you remember the film, they were taking these avatars and they were going to this planet and they were going to destroy this one tree. And I think it was described as the heart of the planet or something. It's been a while since I've seen it. But
Whoa.
The comparison of what that would look like, people have made reference to Devil's Tower actually being more fibrous than an ancient volcano core, and that what if the indigenous people are the original inhabitants, and the stories about coming out of subterranean worlds have less to do with an actual physical subterranean, but what if the white way is the way of invaders on the entire planet, not just a continent?
Well, white people also have a high percentage of reptilian blood in them.
And we've forgotten. Do you think the church knows this? Are they protecting, in your opinion, because as you said, how many reptilian people are in control?
A few species. There are different species, tons of different species of reptilian. There's native to Earth reptilian and there's off-planet reptilian. And then off-planet reptilian has a bunch of other species within that too.
So if the church steals your soul, then what is the higher power? What is the ultimate force?
The ultimate force is love. It is the empty space between all of us. It is love. And we are all each other also. For example, Jimmy, you're just another version of me living in this world, co-inhabiting.
Agreed. In fact, doesn't religion actually teach? I mean, didn't Jesus hint at in the parables? He says something about walking in someone else's shoes, or that
Yeah.
and that what they call the golden rule: treat others as you would treat yourself. I mean, do you think it's hidden
Yeah.
in there, that little lesson that we all are one another?
Yes, and when you hurt somebody, it hurts your soul that you cannot feel because you're not in touch with it. It hurts you more than it literally hurts the person that you are abusing.
Well,
because it's so interconnected.
That form of karma, isn't it?
Yes, there's a lot to karma.
Because I believe me, I have built some karma, and I'm at the beginning of the, well, no, I can say I'm at the end. I'm at the end of, because I wasn't always myself on what I call the methadone years, because I went through so many different painkillers. I literally lost 3 years of memories, and of the 6 years that I was diagnosed, and the person I became actually caused a lot of tension in my marriage. And of course, you know a lot more about that than most people, about
Yeah.
and being divorced now. I have no idea of the arguments that I was told that I had, and my mentality. I mean, because as soon as I would go to the hospital, they would give me a shot of morphine, and within like 30 minutes, I was angry at everybody. I mean, I was so angry, and I was so mean, and I realized, I need to control the pain,